most amount of money you have made in a single year?
And charge either between 1 lakh to 2.5 lakh rupees for each event, and companies would happily pay for that. The most easiest way to make money with AI, charge them anywhere between 15 to 20,000 rupees a month, and they won't even mind it. Doing this with 5 founders, you are very well on your way to make your first 1 lakh rupees using AI.
What are the 5 jobs that you genuinely feel are at the risk of disappearing?
So if you are someone who just is like kind of good at editing videos, kind of good at writing code, kind of good at designing, you are gone. There's no way that companies are gonna hire you. So previously when I had like a research assistant, I can now just have Claude being my research assistant. The job of a researcher is now gone. So every day at 10 a.m. I have 7 to 10 reels to record.
What's the most underrated AI tool or AI workflow?
Is the most underrated thing today. You can ask it to check all of your emails, arrange your desktop. The first and the most easiest way to make money with AI is to literally go on.
My next guest, Ishan Sharma, is the AI creator who dropped out of college and spent last 6 years and built 5 million plus followers network to build the exact playbook that anyone can copy. In the next 60 minutes, you will walk away with the exact roadmap to earn your first $1,000 to $10,000 from AI that you can start from tonight with just one Claude subscription.
Welcome to the Sujal show.
Thank you for inviting, Sujal.
Bhai, I want to know, bro, how deep are you into AI right now?
How deep I'm into AI. I love learning about AI and what it can do, how can it help me do things faster, and how can it help companies get a lot of the repetitive tasks done easier and faster than ever before. So that's, I think, the most important thing for me.
Okay. In the age of AI, especially you're a dropout, right? Do you feel so degree is more important or personal brand is more important?
I think both of them have their own use cases. I don't think one is better than the other. I wouldn't have said that 5 years ago from now. I would have only been like, oh, just focus on your personal brand, don't focus on your degree. It depends on what you want to do, right? A degree helps you get that certification that is important in the company that you want to be a part of, in the industry that you want to get into. But the personal brand that you build will open doors in the industry because it shows proof of work.
Okay.
Like if there is a designer who got a degree in design, that will help him get in the door. But when the recruiter looks at your portfolio and sees that you have an Instagram account with 5,000 followers in which you are showcasing your skill of designing and redesigning different things, that would create more trust. So the degree gets you in the door and the personal brand builds trust upon it. So when you get both is when you become unstoppable, is when you stand out from everyone else who just have a random degree from some random college in India. Okay. So personal branding is a must, but saying ki I will only do that and I will ignore the degree completely is also a problem. See, I did not get a degree, I dropped out because I already had something which I had built for the last 5 years. So when I was in 3rd year of college, I already had a YouTube channel with about 340,000 subscribers. I also had a very good agency. So I sort of had confidence in myself. But if you're starting out with none of this, with no leverage, with just yourself and your skills, getting a degree gives you connections, teaches you a lot about how the world works, and obviously you will be entertained by other people as well when you're entering into doors. So you either get that or you become like a viral creator like I was in 2023.
At the age of AI, you can learn anything. Why do you honestly even need degree? Like, do you feel so it will be useful even after 5 years? I totally understand when it's come to Stanford, Harvard, you have degree of these colleges, IIT, IIM, it makes sense. But tier 3 college degree, do you think it will make sense, or learning AI and building on it will make sense?
Yeah, if you think about why do people have degrees, if you go in the past, you will know that when you were in school, you were always assigned a homework to do. and there was a fear in your mind कि अगर ये नहीं किया मैंने, if I did not do this homework, I will be punished by the teacher.
Correct.
So we were executing things, doing the homework because we were afraid of punishment from our teacher, and hence we were doing it. We weren't doing the homework because we were genuinely curious about that particular topic. And most people today are like that. They are not self-motivated for doing anything. They need someone on their head to tell them that you have to do XYZ homework, XYZ assignments, XYZ courses, and then you can get a degree, and then you can get a job. So in a world where AI equips you with enough tools and resources to learn anything on your own, most people who are not self-motivated will still need someone on their head.
Okay.
That you teach me how it works, you guide me how to do what to do. They just don't have the motivation, or they just don't know how to do it, which is what I've been doing on my channel, like spreading awareness about how to use these AI tools to learn anything that you want. But there are some places in which you need to have a certification. Like if you get into a finance industry and you want to get a job at something like a JP Morgan, so they need to sort you out based on the degree that you've gotten, and they only take in like an IITian, or they only take in someone from a big MBA school. So all of those things matter for them. Let's say you want to become a doctor. I don't think I will be okay with getting a doctor to diagnose me who has only learned everything from ChatGPT,
Okay.
and has never been to a medical school. Right, that's just me. But obviously there are skills online that you can learn. Like for example, there's coding, there is design, there are other domains which you can very easily learn with the help of just using AI. I think the whole idea of a college is that you can build your network. You can learn how to communicate with people. Like if I was just in my 12th grade and I was just told that you are not going to get into college, you just need to go directly into the world and start selling to people, I don't think I would have the skills. I don't think I had the exposure back then that would allow me to do what I did after getting, dropping out of college and doing what I'm doing today. It gives you a lot of motivation. Now, that being said, what you're saying right now, that people getting into tier 3, tier 4 colleges, see, people need a path. If you are from a tier 3, tier 4 college, you are not as bright as what other people are, which means that you lack some sort of self-learning ability. You are not that sharp in terms of critical thinking, and you're not very motivated. You're sort of like confused in life and where you want to go, and you're distracted, right? You're on reels, you are like wasting away your time, you are not taking care of yourself and of your mind. And so in that case, even if I give you the most expensive Claude subscription, you would still not be able to get anything out of it. You would still be asking, oh, why did she break up with me on Claude, and not learning a new skill on Claude, right? That's just how it is. And the top people who are great with critical thinking, they will obviously use the tool in their own way to learn even better skills.
Correct.
So I think the education system, colleges, degrees are not going to go anywhere, sadly. But that being said, it is not a roadblock today in your success. If you want to be successful, you can very well learn anything, any skill from Claude, from ChatGPT, and start monetizing on that.
Okay, like when it comes to monetization, according to you, if someone is a beginner right now, okay, with the help of AI, what will be top 10 ways to make money from AI according to you?
Yeah, I don't know about top 10, but I can tell you a few that I have seen people do. The first and the most easiest way to make money with AI is to literally go on Claude and make a project. A project is where you can add specific instructions about how you want the response to be, and then you can start offering writing services to people who are like a founder on LinkedIn. So you start making money by creating LinkedIn posts for that particular founder. So you give specific instructions to Claude project about who is this person, how do they write, and what type of news do they want to cover. Let's say it's a founder of a D2C healthy snacking brand. So then you give them all the details to Claude, and then it will every single day you switch on a scheduled task, which will research the web for the most important news in this industry, find that news and turn it into a LinkedIn post in their style,
Okay.
in the style of the founder, and then it will give it to you. So this is basically a workflow that you've set up on Claude, through which you can very easily charge them anywhere between 15 to 20,000 rupees a month, and they won't even mind it. Right? This is just like very cheap money that they can throw away, and the ROI that they will get from that is going to be massive.
Okay.
And so that could be the first way for you to make money. It is very small, but imagine doing this with 5 founders.
Correct.
You are very well on your way to make your first 1 lakh rupees using AI. And that's just one way to make money. Second is basically you scan businesses in your locality. So you basically ask Claude in Chrome to go on Google Maps, scan all the localities and find out businesses who don't have a website, who don't have a great looking menu. And then you collate a list of these companies. You put the list of all of these companies on Google Sheets. Then you start creating these websites for them, these menus for them using Replit or Lovable. Once that website is ready, you go to that business and you pitch this to them that, hey, I just built a website for you. Here is what it looks like, and I can sell this to you for 5,000 rupees. There is no business which would say no to a well-designed website that they can just say yes to and get access to. Most businesses today, especially in India, don't even know that AI can help them design websites. And they think that getting a website, you need to hire a web development agency, pay them like 2 lakh, 2.5 lakh rupees, and then you'll have to keep paying them management fees. That's what they think. But you can come in and you can start offering them this service and start charging 5 to 10,000 rupees for every business website that you create. And you can do that at scale. Every single day, you can create these websites for 10 businesses in your locality, then choose a different locality in your city, then a different locality.
What could be the
dentists,
cost?
clinics, there are these supermarkets, there are these restaurants, these cafes who have set up their places, but they don't have their website, they don't have a great looking menu. The cost of this is nothing. You can very well start on Lovable and Claude for free, and you can start creating these websites without even buying their subscription. Yes, you can purchase it if you are creating a lot of websites, but it's very easy for you to create the first 4, 5, 6 websites, send it to them and get your first 5,000 rupees. And then you invest into Replit, right? I think it's like $15 per month or $20 per month.
What's Replit about?
Replit is a vibe coding platform that you can use to just build amazing looking websites. It not only creates function, it also creates amazingly designed websites. So you give it a task. It first designs the step-by-step approach. It then designs the front end and asks you if this is good to go. And then it designs the back end. So not only do you get a well-designed website, you also get access to a back end. You also get access to a sign-in functionality. You can even, if you're making a mobile app, you can even connect it with a payment service, with integrating it with something like a Razorpay or with Stripe or Revenue Cat. Replit has a connection with Revenue Cat through which you can accept in-app purchases on your mobile apps. And you can launch mobile apps with Replit, you can launch websites with Replit. The sky is the limit right now. So there are so many companies who are building on Replit, Lovable, Emergent, and they're launching every single day. That's the second way to make money. And there are so many others as well. I can go on and on. You can start training companies for AI. If you have understood one particular workflow, let's say you've understood how to use N10 for building workflows and automations with AI, you go to companies and you pitch it to them that, hey, I can train your employees for this particular workflow in this domain. And I can charge you anywhere between 1 lakh to 2.5 lakh rupees for each event. And companies would happily pay for that because they also have seen the impact that AI is creating and they want to cash into the hype. And if you can help them do that, this is a massive market today. There are more ways to make money with AI, right? If you see what people are chatting with Claude today, they are asking for advice. For example, how do I get fitter? How do I lose body fat? Design a great dish recipe for me that I should be eating every single day. So these are advice focused questions. If you create an app using Replit for this market who is asking for recipes and losing fat, if you design an app like this and sell it to them and make it very niche focused, for example, you want to help developers aged between 23 to 28 located in Bangalore, and you want to help them get fitter, you can very easily do that. So when you create these niche apps, it's very easy for you to monetize on that. So you don't need a lot of downloads, you just need the right downloads to happen. That is one example. So you can just find these small niches that people are asking questions in, and you can build massive apps on that and launch that on App Store and Play Store.
Okay, like AI made development very easy right now.
Yeah.
Okay, but if I want to reach them, if I want to reach that 24 to 28-year-old developers, what should be the way to market my product?
So that's why you need to learn about content marketing. You need to get good at creating content, understanding what content works. How can you talk about the story of building this app? There was a friend of mine called Dhruv, and he built this app called Style. And that was basically an app where you can view what other people are wearing, and you can swipe right on that, and then that outfit will be added to cart for you. So it was like a college-based outfit picking app that he had built. He sold that app and he made millions of dollars with that.
He's Indian.
He's an Indian. He's an Indian based in San Francisco. So that's just an example of what you can do.
That's so
And,
cool.
how did he get the users? He was just making videos. He was just talking about his journey of creating this app. How did he get the first 10 people? How did he build it with his founders? Like in the entire journey of building an app from scratch. He documented that. He found the investor who wanted to buy the company. From that, he got a lot of users as well, and he ultimately sold it as well.
So for how long you are creating content?
It's been 6 years now.
6 years.
Yeah.
If I ask you, like, what's the most amount of money you have made in a single year from content creation?
I don't share money numbers anymore.
No?
I think for most people, the motivation should be what can you achieve with something, and then how can you turn that into a business.
Okay.
I can share my numbers. I've done it in the past, but I realize that most people feel jealous from that, and they don't feel really inspired from doing that. So I've stopped sharing numbers. But you've seen what I've done in the past in 2021, 2022, even 2023 I shared that number.
What's the 2023 number?
I think it was around 3 crore
3
in
crore.
2023.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that was the video that I had made then. But it was just like, it was not sitting well with people. First of all, they would say you're just lying, or they would say show your exact like bank statements and ITR or anything like that. I was doing it, I was being transparent because I wanted to be open, because most people in the content space think that पैसे के बारे में बात नहीं करनी चाहिए.
Taboo है.
क्योंकि इससे लोगों को अच्छा नहीं लगेगा, इंडिया में पैसे के बारे में बात नहीं करते हैं. But I wanted to show it because I reached this place in my life because of the people who watch my videos. So I thought I should just be transparent, like any publicly listed company who shares their quarterly earnings. I can just share how much I made from what source. But I realized that people don't want that, and I don't need to get that attention. I would rather get attention from an audience who wants to learn a skill than get attention from the audience who just wants to make like quick money, or audience who wants to bring me down. So I don't want that to happen. So because of that, 2024, 2025 and 2026, I don't reveal numbers of how much I make, what I do. But I've never seen a growth like this ever in my life, and I'm super grateful for it. I can just tell you that. Okay. So I'm just like really grateful for every opportunity I get. I mean, ultimately I want to inspire that 14-year-old watching this video to say, to not let go of his dream, to completely reject what the society, the parents, the school and everyone around him is telling, and go after his dream and just be relentless at it. Just be limitless at it. That is why my podcast name is called Limitless. And I will do that whatever means possible. I will do that by creating videos for upskilling. I will do that by creating videos about AI. I will do that by creating videos about businesses and how can you start one. I will do that by interviewing people on my podcast, and all of those things will help them as well.
Okay.
AI is changing every industry, but one thing that won't change is the smart decision making, especially in the money market. That's where our sponsor comes in, Bitfunded. Bitfunded is a prop trading platform that gives skilled trader access to funded capital so you can focus on performance instead of risking massive amount of your own money. With Bitfunded, you can actually trade with amount you used to only dream about. No need to drain your own savings or wait for years to build large amount to prove your skill. Get funded and trade at the scale that matches your ambition. Big thanks to Bitfunded for supporting this episode. Now let's get into the conversation.
Further, that 14-year-old kid who wants to become like Ishan Sharma, let's say, okay, and he want to become a content creator and have a successful personal brand like you.
Yeah.
But right now he don't have the resources, like he don't have a lot of money. But let's say he have knowledge like you and he have resources like AI like you. Okay. So by using AI, how he can create his personal brand and grow his personal brand? What will be the exact roadmap for him?
Yeah, I would say if you're a 18-year-old, 17-year-old and you want to build a personal brand, just record videos yourself. Like, you don't even have to use AI for that.
Okay.
In a world where there are so many Varun Maya, Pepper Season just creating AI generated videos, the way to win and stand out is to create organic videos. Is to create videos in which you are actually in the video and you are creating an experience that is vastly different from what most people are offering today with AI. So you learn about storytelling, you learn about design, you learn about taste when it comes to creating anything, creating a video.
How to
And
learn
then
taste?
You just consume a lot of content. You just watch everything. Don't watch what they are selling, watch how they are selling it. How are they talking about something? What are the hooks that they are using? Understand what looks great in terms of the font, in terms of the sound design, in terms of the assets that you're showcasing on the video, in terms of the writing that you are using. Read great works of people. I just love reading books as much as possible. I've loved reading magazines recently as much as possible, and I just get so many different ideas from that. So if you want to be a creator, take your front camera of your phone and record a trashy video of you talking about anything that you want. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need for it to make a lot of sense. It just needs to be you. It just needs to be your real self. People have seen millions of creators being performative, recording those polished ad-like videos. They want to see something raw. They want to see you. And when you put your raw self out, they will follow you for who you are.
But if they want the leverage of AI right now for using, like, to find the ideas, to research, to script, to edit, according to you, what's the workflow that you are following right now for your content creation?
I think the best thing that I do, that even you can try out, is use AI to create first drafts of the content you want to speak about.
Okay.
So for example, on my laptop, I have this scheduled task. I can even just like show it to you right now.
Perfect.
So
let's start with the beginning. Someone have a dream to become an AI content creator like you.
Right.
Okay. What should be their exact step-by-step process according to you?
Okay. So I'm on Claude right now. I will go on to Cowork, and on Cowork, I have a scheduled task that I run every single day. So I will show you what that scheduled task looks like. So if you see, this is a daily AI's news roundup, which gets activated every day at 10 a.m. if my laptop is running.
Okay.
So what it does is, it goes on to Twitter, my Twitter on Chrome, and it searches for the most viral AI news today. Because I make AI content, I search for that. And then it collects the top 10 AI news tweets, turns it into a reel script, and then it saves it as a .pdf on my laptop screen. So this is the AI news which I ran for the last time. It was 8th of April.
Okay.
And we can actually run this now, and then it would update it. But it saved the most important reel scripts over here for me. So I can just start recording these reels without even researching a lot. So previously, when I had like a research assistant who would used to do all the work himself or herself, I can now just have Claude being my research assistant and giving me the first draft of this reel script. Now I know what I want to talk about. I can create my own hook if I want to. I can make some adjustments here if I want to. And then I can simply just go on to my screen and I can just start recording these videos. So that's one way to do it. You can also very well just go to heygen.com, and here you can set up your own AI avatar. So you created that script using Claude schedule task. So now you have a script. So you can go on to Heygen and create your own avatar right here. So I'll have to see, it already opened up daily AI news roundup, and it will open up x.com automatically. I'm not doing anything. It will scan through the latest AI news. Claude started debugging this browser, and it will find the top AI news today. So that's basically how it works. You go to heygen.com, you create your own AI avatar, and then you go to 11 Labs and you create your AI voice, your custom AI voice, and then you put that AI voice onto your AI avatar, and then you have a ready-made reel that you can post. I would say avoid this and just record the video yourself, because you will learn how to communicate as a result of that. You will learn how to actually speak to the camera, speak to the audience, use the right hooks, modulate your voice. So I think all of those skills are really important. The job of a researcher is now gone, all thanks to Claude Cowork. So previously, if I had to have a researcher with me, now the entire work can be done by a Claude Cowork scheduled task that is happening over here. So I get this PDF, I can start recording, and I can put out 7 reels every day. Imagine that. I can have that scale with me, which was just not possible before. So this is the power of Claude Cowork scheduled tasks.
How much do you think it's going to cost someone?
For what?
If they want to use this whole process of Claude, Heygen, 11 Labs.
So so if you want to create content with AI, you first of all need Claude subscription. I pay $20 subscription for that. Then you need to use 11 Labs. I think 11 Labs is about, let's just see what pricing does it have. 11 Labs pricing. Yeah, it is $6 per month, $11 per month.
Okay.
So $20 for Claude, $11 per month for 11 Labs. Heygen is about $29 per month. So that gets you to about how much?
5,000 rupees according to.
Yeah, around that number, and you can start creating all these reels. Then you need to have an editor.
Okay.
Editor cannot be automated right now. For that, you need to hire someone who can like edit your reels and then post it on YouTube. You can also learn to edit videos yourself. Like I always used to edit videos myself before. That taught me so much more about storytelling, about how to create lower thirds, big titles, how to have that right sound design, how to make sure that you are delivering an experience that is worth consuming. And I think that is really important.
What's the prompt have you used on a Claude to daily basis find out the news for you?
Nothing, it's just very simple. I have created these instructions, which is you are an AI news curator. Your job is to find 6 to 8 high performing AI news posts. Step 1, open X and search for AI news. Step 2, collect post content. Step 3, write reel scripts. So I've given it an idea for how to write these reel scripts. And then I've given it instructions, make the script punchy, conversational, designed for social media video content, use short sentences, rhetorical questions, and dramatic pauses. Then I've just asked it to create a PDF. So then it will make the PDF for me, read the PDF skill, and then it will verify everything, and then it will save it in this location in my folder. So every day at 10 a.m. I have 7 to 10 reels to record, and that gets executed in about 10 minutes while I'm making my coffee.
Even the idea that you have shared in the beginning of becoming a LinkedIn content creator for other folks, right? It can be done in the same way, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I think scheduled tasks on Claude Cowork is the most underrated thing today. You can ask it to check all of your emails and tell you what you can do with that. You can ask it to arrange your desktop. You can ask it to pretty much do anything. You can ask it to like even create PDFs and PPTs and like even create videos. You can ask it to edit videos using the remotion skill in Claude. So there's a lot we explored.
Still, many people don't know about Claude, right? And it was kind of very underrated a few months ago. what's the most underrated AI tool or AI workflow that has completely changed the game for you that many people still don't know about?
Yeah, I think it has to be Claude Skills. So Skills is basically a new feature in Claude.
Could you please show?
You can basically teach Claude a skill that you have. So for example, I can go on to chats, I can go on to customize, I can go on to skills, and here you can see all the skills that I have right now. So I have a skill creator skill. This is like a meta skill, a skill that creates skills for you on Claude. So you use this all the time to make skills. Then you have this thing called generate infographic. So I use the script whenever I have to create an infographic for something very particular. So I can put in my content, I can say / generate infographic, and it just uses that skill. Then I also have other skills with me. But if you want to create a skill, you can very well just go on to chat and you can just ask it, create a skill for me, and Claude will spin up, I'd love to help you create a new skill to make sure you need to understand what you want it to do. So here we can just like tell it what I want it to do. It's giving me some options. So let's just say I want to create a pitch deck for a brand deal. So I'll just select this. I can also mention what I want the skill to be, but I can just create this over here. How should the output be structured? I want multiple variations to choose from. So I'll just pick this. Tone preference for the skill, I want it to be Gen Z and English. And now it will ask me for more questions. So basically you can like teach it how you want your workflow to be. So in this case we are simply just using a text based input and output. So we are going to get a very basic skill created, but you can, the generate infographic skill is really interesting because it sends an API request to Google Nano Banana. So it takes all of this content, it sends an API request on Google Nano Banana, gets that infographic, and it shows it to me right here. So all of this is done because of a single readme file. It's called skill.md file, which is a part of every Claude skill that you create. So if you'll see main skill.md file for brand deal pitch deck generator. So it's creating the skill directory and it is writing the skill on my behalf. Okay. So previously when you had to use N8N, you were making those connections yourself. That okay, this is how it gets triggered, this is how you collect data, this is the service that you use, this is where you host the image, and then you show the image at the end when the form is submitted. That's very technical. It requires you to have understanding of like pull requests, get requests. You need to know how to connect different services together. You need to research about that. There will be plenty of errors that you can face. You need to learn about JSON objects. You don't need to do anything over here. You can just basically describe what you want the input and output to be, and it just figures it out on the go. It also improves with time. So if you tell it, okay, this is not right, you need to do it in this way, it does that. It prioritizes the style that you want something to be done in. So this is the description of my skill.md. While I was talking, it made this. So generate English, Gen Z, punchy, brand deal, pitch decks, and proposals for creator collaborations. Always trigger this skill when the user asks to create a brand pitch. So now if I want to work with a brand and I want to get a proposal, it's like a PDF that I send to the brand saying, hey, this is who I am, this is what I can offer you, this is how much I will charge. I don't have to make it by myself now. I can just say, I can just go to Claude and say / brand deal pitch deck, and it will automate, it will start that skill. So this skill is created. Now I can just save this skill right here. So it says when to use this skill, what this skill produces, variation A, variation B, variation C, output format. So it has all the information about what the input will be, the output will be, how will it do a particular thing, and then I can just use it. So I can go on a new chat and I can just say / and I have the brand deal pitch deck. So it is like a very massive prompt that you can just get access to by just pressing one button.
Okay.
So now I can say make a 3-reel combo deal proposal for Zepto. I want to work with them during the, give me an idea, during the Black Friday season. Right, that's just like one example, and then I can just press enter, and now with just this one line prompt I can trigger the entire skill.md that I just showed you before, and it will execute that on its own. So that's just like a very easy way for me to get things done
Okay.
without even me. So what you can also do is you can also go to Cowork and you can create a new schedule.
Okay. That skill will run automatically.
Yeah, so create with Claude. So here I can, wait, let me go to a new schedule, new task, set up manually. This is what it will be called. I can just give it a name, I can give it a description, and I can ask it to, use the skill, whatever skill I wanted to use, I can just mention that. And frequency I can set how I want it to be. Work in a particular project, I can give it a location, and I can ask it to just execute without asking. And then I can change the default mode and I can keep a model that I want to use. There are different models in Claude which you can use for particular things.
Which you
Opus
will
is
recommend?
great.
Okay.
Opus 4.7 is the most credit hungry model, but it's also the most effective for reasoning, logical, agentic tasks that you want it to do. For example, this one, to go to Twitter, find the viral reels for me and create scripts for that. So Opus 4.7 is great for that. Sonnet is great for writing. And Haiku is great for like simple one question type tasks. So if you want to save up on your credits and make it last longer, this is the thing that you need to do. Let me just check. Okay, it's still getting updated. It's still finding the best AI news right now. So we'll see when that gets executed.
Okay. So let's take it to the another level.
Hmm.
Let's say if
It made it. It made this entire thing
Okay.
for Zepto.
Okay.
So I can, it's saying placeholder, what is your rate ballpark? Let's just say this is what I charge. Have you worked with Zepto before? I've never worked with them before. So I can keep giving it instructions and it will create the entire pitch deck for me without me even writing everything. And I can just download it and send it to Zepto on my own.
That
Pricing
looks
is
so
this, variation, subject line. Zepto के Q4 के लिए 3 रील्स जो एक्चुअली कन्वर्ट करेंगे. द हुक कोल्ड पिच है, सीधा बोलता हूँ. ब्लैक फ्राइडे इंडिया में एक स्कैम है, लोग सर्च करते हैं, कुछ नहीं मिलता, अमेजोन पे चले जाते हैं. जेप्टो के पास असली विंडो है, 10 मिनट डिलीवरी प्लस ईयर एंड स्टॉक अप प्लस गिफ्टिंग सीजन. लेकिन जेप्टो की करंट रील्स एड प्रोडक्ट शॉर्ट प्लस प्राइस ओवरले फॉर्मेट में अटकी हैं. वो कंटेंट नहीं, कैटलॉग है. मैं 3 रील बना रहा हूँ जो स्क्रोल रोकेंगे, कॉन्टेक्स्ट देंगे और 10 मिनट की मैजिक को एक्चुअली फील कराएंगे. Something it rolled on its own.
Yeah.
So that's just like one example of what you can just like get from that. You
Like-
can obviously make it. You can ask it to keep it professional. Just so I've chosen Gen Z and Punchy
Yeah.
as a format, so just use English and that. But I can also ask it to be a lot more formal, and it will adjust the skill.md according to my preferences. Because पहले, if you want to make any change to an N8N workflow, you will have to yourself go there, make the adjustments, test it out, and then run it. But N8N is also great for a general purpose use case. This is a skill that I made for myself. तो मैं खुद use कर सकता हूँ. But if I have to sell it to someone, I'll have to check that.
Okay. So let's take it to another level. If someone want to, let's say, become a tech creator like Tech Burner, MKBHD, okay, and want to create tech videos, and he want to skip his learning curve right now. And what he can do is he can go through all the podcasts of Tech Burner or MKBHD teaching their content strategies, okay, and he download the transcript and he download the book courses and everything, and he can feed into this. Like, he want to make sure the reels and content he is creating is inspired on the working patterns of these creators. How he can do that?
You can very well do that here. You can go to chat, you can make a project, you can create a new project, you can import all of those things here, all the learning material over here in this project, and you can make it. You can also very easily just go to Notebook LM,
Okay.
and there you can create a new notebook, and there you can upload everything. So let me just create a new notebook. I can just add all the resources. I can just add all the YouTube video links here, and then I can ask it any question. I can ask it to even create audio overview, slide decks, video overview, mind map reports, flashcard quiz, infographics, anything like that. And I can even ask it to help me generate reel scripts based on the content I've uploaded over here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Recently, one person built a unicorn company just by himself.
Right.
And Sam Altman already predicted it, right? There will be multiple unicorn company by one person.
Right.
Do you think there are going to be a 1% content creator as a unicorn, someone like Mr. Beast, but just single person just by using AI?
No, I feel like AI can really help you create a lot of content, but I feel that if you want to stand out, if you want to be the Mr. Beast of 2026, it will not happen purely with AI. It will not happen by just setting up all of these workflows. It's a great starting point, but you also need people in your team. People who can represent you in front of brands, who can go meet brands in person, who can get podcast guests invited on your show, who can create a list of great questions, who can clip out the right clips from the podcast, who can then post it, who can then create more fan pages for you. So this is an entire ecosystem that you need people for today. I know you've seen a lot of amazing tweets saying that AI is going to help you do everything, but it's not quite there yet. Yes, it can enable a person to do the task of 3 people just by himself or herself. It can help you do things faster than ever, but it cannot exactly replace it right now, is what my opinion is. I have so many people in my team who are working on creating all of these things, creating videos. AI helps them with creating better writing, with coming up with better drafts, with coming up with better PPTs, but we still need that human touch point at the end of the day, because content and marketing in general is a very people's game at the end of the day. It's not as the same as something like a software developer or a development industry. Marketing requires a lot of people to come together, share ideas, brainstorm on that, do meetings. Like if I want to organize a hackathon in 2026 in Delhi, that is a mammoth task. I need to collaborate with a lot of people on that. And just trying to use AI for it all will not do justice to it, especially if I'm trying to do like bigger projects. I'm doing a 1,000-person event in Delhi, which is going to be all about AI. That itself will cost at least 40 to 50 lakh rupees. So I need to get enough brand deals to execute that, or for sponsorships for that event. For that, I need to set up calls with brands and ask them at least 15 to 20 lakhs in sponsorship. Now, brands might be okay with doing smaller deals of $50, $100, $500 when it is just AI and them. But when it comes to $50,000, when it comes to something like a $10, $15, $20,000 deal, they need to come on the call and they need to discuss things with you and then close it. So I think all of those things matter a lot, and you need people in the loop.
As we have seen in every industry, even in content creation, people who were early like Bhuvan Bum, MKBHD, Mr. Beast have created humongous wealth. Same goes for crypto. People who were early in crypto made really good wealth. Right now, the gold rush is going in AI right now. Okay, and I personally feel that lot of millionaires are going to made, and they're already being made. One of the easiest way that you have explained is creating a AI automation agency, something like that, for other people who are not aware about it. If you can give a small roadmap or a brief, exactly what someone should do to create an AI automation agency.
It's very simple. So you open your laptop, connect to the internet, go on to Chrome, go on to Google, open up YouTube. There is a creator called Nate Herc, N8N. Go watch this 8-hour long video.
Okay.
So this 8-hour video will teach you everything that you need to know about how to build N8N agents. Every company today needs automations for anything that they do, and N8N is the easiest way to get started. You can also use something like a make.com. So make.com is very similar. These are all drag and drop builders. So then I would go on to my N8N automation and I would set up a virtual private server. Now a virtual private server is a great way for me to set up my very own hosted agents. So these are agents hosted on the cloud that I can access whenever I want to. So for example, I have this one server where I have hosted my N8N agents.
What this agent is about?
So this is just my workspace. Let's try to see if it gets executed. Yeah. So we have this list of agents that I have on this virtual private server. So on Hostinger, I've made this VPS on which I can host my N8N automations and agents. Hosted means now this is on the cloud. I can shut up, I can close my laptop, I can place it wherever, but the moment I execute this N8N workflow, it gets executed because it is hosted on the cloud and not on this laptop, not on this Chrome browser. So I've learned about N8N, so I can now just very quickly start creating these workflows. For example, I have these different workflows created. Let's just take an example of something like this. So there's a YouTube video to infographic generator. Very simple workflow. We can just very quickly execute this. You need to paste a video URL. So let's say I want a very simple video. I can just paste this link of this video over here, and then it's a simple automation in which it will get the captions from this video. It will then send these captions to Google Gemini, which will create a prompt, which will send that prompt to Google Gemini, create image model, and then it will make an infographic from that, and then it will show that infographic to me in front of me right here. Very simple automation that I was able to create. So you create this automation based on a problem that a company is facing. So you ask them that, hey, what part of your business do you want me to automate? It could be finding out people to hire. It could be people you want to reach out to, client acquisition, for example. It can also be something very simple as you trying to create invoices. So as soon as something gets done, you want an invoice to automatically be generated and emailed to that person. So you can do that as well. You can connect pretty much anything with any service. You can connect a Notion database with a Google Sheet and connect that at the end with a Google email API, with a Gmail API, and then you can get things done. See, so I now have this infographic created for me, and it is hosted on this link right here. So this automation I've created and hosted on Hostinger. Okay. Then you can start selling these automations for these businesses, and you can charge them a lot of dollars. So the biggest opportunity in AI in 2026 is service as a software.
Service as software.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
So instead of you creating a tool which a person can use in the company, you are replacing that entire team with one thing which can do everything for them. So imagine creating a legal accounting firm which can pretty much take care of all of your contracts, but it is all made by AI. There are no humans. So previously you might want to create a simple tool that can help a legal person in a team create a better contract with AI, but now you're replacing the entire team with them. So for every $1 spent on a tool, on an AI tool, company spends $6 on the talent who is using that tool. So if I am paying 1 rupee for Canva, I will pay 6 rupees to designers who are using Canva. Just an example.
Agree.
Or Photoshop for that example. But here they are saying that they will create an entire marketing team as an AI solution, so that I can actually capture value of that $7. 6 for that team and 1 for that tool which the person was previously deploying, the company was previously deploying, and I can take advantage of that entire thing today. So that is the biggest opportunity. YC companies are funding startups. YC is funding startups which can actually do this today, and they're actually growing a lot faster than ever before.
Correct. So what will be the cost to run this kind of automation, make this kind of automation on the base level?
Nothing. You just basically have to buy a virtual private server on Hostinger.
How much does that cost?
You can use anything that you want. I'm not promoting Hostinger as such, but it's just, I think I'm paying like 1100 rupees,
okay,
something like that. Let me just quickly check.
Okay.
What is my, so billing?
$15.
Billing shows 1000 rupees. I'm paying 1000 rupees for this per month. So this gives me a hosted server, but if you were to sell an agent to a company, they will host it on their server itself. So you don't have to pay for anything. So that's basically how it works.
Well, according to you spoke about cloud co-work, and you also spoke about N8N. Which will be preferable according to you for this kind of operations?
No, if you're deploying automations in companies, you would have to use N8N.
Okay.
If you're building agents for your own personal work, then you can just use Claude Skills and Claude Co-work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Right now, job market is very brutal, especially for the students in college right now. How do they stay relevant and stand out in today's day and age and also get hired? What should be their roadmap?
You need to create a personal brand. जो हमने पहले बात करी. So you need to build a brand so that people discover you and they create trust on you, and so you get an opportunity before anyone else does. So the way to get a job in 2026 is to not get a more expensive degree, because that anyone can do. But what most people cannot do is to create content which shows your raw skill, your talent on social platforms like LinkedIn or Instagram or Twitter for that matter, and do that at scale. And companies will automatically discover you and reach out to you. I got my first internship because I was active on social media. I got so many offers as an intern at the age of 18, 19, 20 because I was genuinely creating content about what I'm learning on LinkedIn or on Instagram.
What if someone don't want to follow this path of building personal brand? They are kind of shy. Okay, what the other option they
You
have?
need to show your face as well all the time.
Mm.
You can just show your artwork, your work.
Mm.
If you are into design, you can show your art. If you're into code, then you can show what you're building. If you are into sales, then you can show the workflows that you're building, the type of deals that you're able to close.
Mm.
You don't need to show your face all the time, but building a personal brand is a must.
Elon Musk recently said traditional jobs may not exist in the same way in 10 to 20 years because of the AI. If that's true, especially for young person who is watching this video right now, like what they should be working on, like skills, should they working on their skills or certification?
So if you want to stand out in 2026 and beyond, only three skills matter. First, ability to think critically. So being able to make rational decisions and not just being dependent on Claude and ChatGPT and what they are saying. Being able to have a rational thinking mindset. Second, communicate. So many people do not practice the art of communication. They just don't know how to articulate themselves. They just don't know how to have clear thinking, take those thoughts and communicate it in the easiest way possible. And last, learn the art of metacognition. Metacognition is a very important skill. It is the ability to think about your thoughts, think about the way you are thinking. There's so many people who will tell you that life is supposed to be this way. You will go on Twitter, you will only hear people saying that the only way to get rich is this, and you believe that. But if you don't know how to think about your own thoughts, you will always be stuck in an echo chamber where the only way to win is this one way. Go for UPSC or go for IIT JEE, and you don't get to see the other picture. So, having the art of metacognition, critical thinking, and communication skills will far outweigh anything else that you can learn today. You can figure out AI tools on the way. Like if you know how to think critically, you'll be able to make sense of any tool that comes up. But knowing how to learn things fast is going to be the most important thing at the end of the day.
How to learn that? How to learn all of these three skills according to you?
I think communication will just come with practice. You just have to put yourself in situations in which you are uncomfortable. Go to events, make a fool out of you. Go in situations in which you have to introduce yourself. Own that pitch. You need to perfect that pitch of introducing yourself in the first 1 minute. How to make sure people are hooked the moment you introduce yourself. And that is the first thing. Second, to become great at critical thinking, you need to solve a lot of problems. So you need to learn how do businesses operate and how do they solve particular problems. There's so many like search consulting problems or search just like problems that companies are trying to solve today and figure out how you would like to solve it and then see the solution that they actually implemented. And that will teach you so much about how the world works, how do businesses work, what are the different ways to price something. That's very important. That's how you think critically. And at the end, metacognition will only come when you will sit with your own thoughts and just have nothing in your brain. If you will stop scrolling, if you will stop doing things, just sit with your own self and just think, okay, this is what my thoughts have been so far. But why was I thinking like that? Why are my thoughts so one-dimensional? Why can't I be someone else? If you do not live a life of contrasts, you are literally missing out and you will get replaced by AI the moment it gets better. Living a life of contrast means that in the morning you could be a gym enthusiast who's going for a run, you're going to the gym, but then at the night you love to paint. You can be someone who loves to code, but then at the end of the day you also love to design. So when you take two skills which are so opposite to each other, when you combine them together, that's when you see your real value. Mm-hmm. And most people do not have that today.
Okay. When
Get into habits, learn new hobbies,
Mhm.
and the more hobbies you learn, the more of a rounded person you will become at the end.
Okay, what are the 5 jobs that you genuinely feel are at the risk of disappearing?
I think definitely junior level jobs. So a junior designer, junior software developer, junior video editor, junior script writer, all of these jobs which people were doing just to start, get their foot in the door are going to be replaced completely. So if you are someone who just is like kind of good at editing videos, kind of good at writing code, kind of good at designing, you are gone. There's no way that companies are going to hire you and going to pay you for the work that you do. So it's going to be getting a lot more competitive, and it's going to be all about people who are great at one particular skill, who are the masters of a particular skill.
Okay, I've recently heard that generalists are the people most of the startups are looking to hire because they can do multiple things. So future belongs to generalist or specialist?
Generalists ही होंगे, but it has to be someone who knows how to be a builder. So not just a designer, but someone who can also use Replit to build an end-to-end app. Not just a product manager, but someone who can create the entire strategy using ChatGPT, deep research, combine it with Lovable and build something from scratch. So I think builder is a better word to use than saying a generalist.
Okay. What are the 5 jobs do you think are going to be relatively protected for upcoming decade?
I think every finance role out there, because I genuinely believe that finance is one industry that still needs a lot of human to human connect. It needs people trusting other people, and they wouldn't be okay with just like letting an AI take control of the whole thing. It can be assisted but not entirely replaced by AI. Second, obviously, doctors and the entire medical field. It can be assisted very well. There's already doctors who are using AI robots for surgeries today, but we cannot have a AI doctor taking care of everything that you have. AI therapist is also a very weird concept. I don't know why people are taking therapy from ChatGPT or Claude. This is the biggest, misconception people have. They think that they can just ask what is happening in their life and asking for advice from Claude or ChatGPT, but not understanding that these models are sycophant. They are very malleable with their opinions and their thoughts. They don't have a very strong opinion about something. That's just how they are built. But if you talk to your friend or if you talk to someone, they are always biased and they give you a perspective which is based on their beliefs. It doesn't get changed based on what you say. They can say, okay, I respect your perspective, but still this is what I think. Because, for example, you're asking me, so I have my own perspectives. Okay, AI will not replace humans. This is my perspective. And if you say, no, Ishan, I think it will replace. If I would be an AI, I'll say, I think that makes sense. You're right. It'll completely switch and accept what you're trying to say. Versus I would just say that, okay, I respect your perspective. We'll find out what happens.
Okay. According to you, what's the fastest way to learn AI?
Just pick up your laptop, open Claude, and ask how to use Claude.
Really?
I think that's just the best way to go for it. Just learn about different things. Like Claude has what? Claude is Claude Projects, Claude Cowork, Claude Dispatch, Schedule Task, Claude Cowork, and Claude Skills.
Okay.
And then just start learning and building things using Claude. Use the Claude developer platform to use the API to build new apps as well. So learn about this and you'll automatically know what you want to build.
Okay. According to you, what are the top 5 AI models that is leading the industry right now, and many people are maybe not aware about that?
I think definitely ChatGPT Image 2.0
Okay.
is great for images. You have Google VO 3.1 for videos. You have Cdance 2.0 for creating ads. I love the ads that it creates. We also have the Opus 4.7 model, which is just the best at like reasoning and research, logical questions. The GPT 5.5 is really good at coding. So these models are just going to be amazing for anything that you want it to do. But knowing what to use where is going to be key.
Okay. And how someone can learn that?
Subscribe to me.
That's a smooth plug. Okay. According to you, using a particular platform like Claude GPT is better or using an aggregator?
I think you don't need to depend on aggregators because they don't give you the entire capability of what a single model or a chat app can give you. For example, if you go to Claude and you buy the subscription of Claude, you get access to all the models that Claude has. So you can select that model you want to use depending on the problem you wanted to solve. Second, you can use Claude Cowork, you can use Claude Projects, Claude Artifacts, you can use the scheduled tasks, Claude Skills. All of those things get replaced when you are just using an aggregator. Perplexity, for example, is great for asking simple one-line questions, but I can do that and ask for more things from Claude as well by paying Claude $15 or $20 a month.
So, before we wrap up this podcast, people who are genuinely interested to learn AI, not just consuming the content about it, according to you, what will be the best courses, learning paths, internet resources that you will actually or highly recommend for becoming skilled in AI?
So if you want to learn about AI in 2026, the best way to go ahead is to check out the Claude Academy. They have this amazing list of courses that you can take up and learn about the basic functions of Claude. Then you also have deep learning AI. They have some incredible courses which are like short 2, 3, 4 hour courses about Replit, about making agents with Crew AI, about using N8N, about using ChatGPT for prompt engineering, using the GPT API for building anything that you want. They have all the applications right in one app. You can also look at the ChatGPT, I think it's called Academy. I'll just open it up. OpenAI Academy, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's also, then there's also OpenAI Academy, which has access to a lot of courses and even live classes that they do to teach you how to use ChatGPT, OpenAI Codex for all the different things that they do. That's just how it works. Then you can obviously subscribe to, there is this creator called, what's his name? Let me just search. Yeah, you can obviously subscribe to Matt Wolf. He has like the best news coverage for anything that is happening in the world of AI. If you want to learn anything very particular around automation and agents, Nate Herc has the best automation videos. If you want to learn about vibe coding, then you can just search and you can find these creators like Jeff Su, Tina Huang. They have these amazing tutorials about how to build something, how to use the latest AI tools, and that is going to give you the best way to learn AI.
Okay, according to you, when it comes to vibe coding, does it even make sense to learn coding right now?
I think it does make sense to learn coding because with vibe coding, you can learn how to just build a simple prototype and you can launch it. But there are also a lot of vulnerabilities that your vibe code app might have that you need to fix before you launch it in production for thousands of people to use. So you need developers that you can later hire, and they can work on your project and they can make it into a robust platform that does not crash, that is not prone to SQL injections. So all of these things you will be able to safeguard when you have a developer, and so you need to learn to code for that. Vibe coding is great for launching an app and getting it up on the Play Store, but you still need to code in the later stages when you want it to scale.
Okay. You are soon going to turn 25 and you have achieved a lot for your age, right? What's the best piece of advice you have got till now?
I think the best advice I've gotten is to take the harder path in life. There is this idea of the 2%. So whenever you see staircases and you see escalator, only 2% people end up taking the staircase. Everyone else takes the easier path, and they automatically rewire the way the brain works to look for the easier path out, to look for the shortcut. But life is not like that. You will not always find a shortcut. And the moment you find something hard in your life, you will question yourself. You will not be able to do anything because you've trained your mind to find the easy way out. But when you do the hard thing and you do that every single day, you are retraining your mind to go in the past when you were in the forest, in the jungle, when you were hunting for food, when you were looking for risks and fears, when you knew that there could be a lion that could come, jump and eat up all of your family. You were extremely focused on getting the thing done, right? But today, if you look around, there are no lions, there is no jungle, there's ample of food. So your mind and your brain just doesn't know what to do. And it is just confused. It needs to be trained by doing the hard things so that it is trained for the hard times.
Do the hard things.
Do the hard things, especially when no one is watching.
Okay. This was super fun. We have covered everything from building a personal brand, building content creation. We have practically did it. We spoke about students, jobs, and everything. It was super pleasure. Got to learn a lot. I'm very sure many people got motivated, especially with the last part.
Yeah.
Do the hard things. Thank you so much, Ishan, for doing
Thank
this.
you. Thank you so much, Sujal.